Hello and welcome to the Ask Paul Fosh show, where every week we will be taking questions that have been given to us by either email or telephone, social media, asked on Facebook. Any questions that you may have on the auction process or buying and selling properties, and we'll do our very best to answer those questions for you. So without further ado, we'll make a start on today's first question, and over to Sian Coleman, Office Manager.
Hello. Right, first question is from Rhys Lloyd. Do you see the traditional auction room sales moving to online auctions in the future?
The short answer is, I hope not fully, albeit we do expect, and we are providing a service where we are offering online auctions. We will be holding our first online auctions, in fact, over the next couple of weeks. Properties have already been listed for these online sales. So I think they'll really be complementing our in-room sales and not offering an alternative, but there'll be a facility there for people that want to or need to sell under different timescales or different types of properties. So certainly as a complementary service rather than taking over from the traditional in-the-room service.
Right. Second question is from Johnny Miles. What happens if a purchaser fails to complete after they have bought a property and paid a deposit in the room?
The short answer is they lose their deposit. That's really the minimum that would happen. If somebody pays a deposit, when the hammer falls, they've exchanged contracts, they are contracted to buy that property. Normally what happens is, in most cases, they will be allowed to forego their deposit and walk away. But if the property is sold for a lesser amount than it was sold for first time round, there is every chance that the seller will pursue that original purchaser for any difference between the price they were paying and the subsequent price if the subsequent price is less. So it really is important that if you are going to buy a property at auction, make sure that you have got the ability to complete the purchase. Otherwise it could be very costly, not just your 10%, but potentially a lot more as well.
Excellent. And they send me around as well.
Okay.
Okay, third question. Can I get it's from Sarah Salter. Can I get a building survey done on a property I'm interested in bidding on?
This is something we'd absolutely always recommend that somebody does, is to have a survey done prior to the auction. Most people that look at properties, most people that buy properties are not surveyors. They may have a degree of building knowledge and skill and they rely on that, and that's fine if that's their choice. But generally speaking, we recommend that people have a survey done prior to the auction. But yes, get a surveyor in touch. We can always recommend one to you. Get a surveyor to go and have a look at it, and they can give you a bespoke report based on your needs.
Lovely. Number 4 is a very involved question from Hayden Thomas. Do you feel that the lack of substantial development in South Wales and increasing demand will cause a hardening of rents and capital values in the short term?
Well, the short answer to that is yes, absolutely. If there's not enough being built and the demand is there and the demand is increasing, then yes, absolutely. Rents are increasing in terms of residential rents and commercial rents, office and industrial rents, all showing to be increasing at the moment in and around Newport because the market is strong and there is a very strong demand. So unless there's more being built, these rents will continue to rise, absolutely.
Lovely. And number 5 is from Fiona Weaver. What is the strangest property you have sold at auction?
Too many to name really, but we've sold public toilets, they're always interesting. We've sold a watchtower, a lighthouse in Barry Harbour. We sold common land, so we've sold plenty. The beauty of auction is we are never amazed really at some of the stuff we get asked to sell. We've sold communications masts, radio masts, so anything that has a value, anything that has an income, then absolutely we can sell it.
Lovely. Number 6 is from Chris Williams. What are the pros and cons of selling at auction?
The pros of selling at auction are you have an immediate exchange of contracts, so that when the hammer falls, contracts at that point are legally exchanged, the sale is binding, and there's no messing about. So from a purchaser's point of view, they can't be gazumped. From the seller's point of view, there's no pulling out. They're the main pros, I would say. It's all very quick and very speedy, and it's all very secure. The negative, I suppose, the only negative really is that you need to be in a position where you can exchange contracts on the night. So it doesn't suit all purchasers, and therefore it doesn't really suit all types of property. That's right. That's why we'd often say something like a residential family home may not be suitable for auction ideally, because the buyers would probably be having to sell their own property, needing a mortgage, maybe involved in a chain. So there are many pros, but there are one or two cons, which is not every property is suitable for auction, because not every buyer or indeed seller can operate within the auction timescale.
Thank you. And finally, number 7, another question from Johnny Miles. You like this one. Is the beard there to add rugged charm on the rostrum?
The beard question. For those that have known me a while will know that I've been sporting a beard for the last couple of years or so, and the beard is there for really one reason only, and that is Mrs. Fosh. I went to northern Canada, to the Arctic region of northern Canada a couple of years ago, and came back sporting the aforementioned rugged beard, or at least I like to think it's rugged. Mrs. Fosh declared she loved it and has forbade me to remove it ever since. So for the foreseeable future, the beard will be remaining. I think that concludes this session. Thank you very much for watching. We do welcome any questions from you. Get those questions to us any way you like. We'll sort through them and pick the best ones out for next week's session. Take care.